have already done that, and they're going to give you some tips and techniques to avoid all that. Today we are blessed to have with us again Cami Baker of CamiBaker.com. Cami is an author, speaker, NetWebbing master, which we will get into, and she will be discussing effective and efficient networking techniques that not only will help you not have fear when you go out to network, but also be much more effective and learn to build relationships. And I'm going to let Cami go a little more into detail about that, so I won't waste time with the introduction. How you doing?
I am fabulous. Can you hear me, Ron?
Yes, but are you fabulous, fierce, and on fire, or just fabulous?
I am fabulous, fierce, and on fire, and I am fabulous, fierce, and on fire because I just in time have had the chance to get us on BeLive.tv. So we are actually broadcasting not only on your radio station, but also on live with BeLive.tv. How you like that?
Excellent, excellent. Except I wish we would split the screen.
Well, we'll do that next time. Baby steps, my friend.
I can see you. I just pulled you up on my computer. I see you there.
Awesome.
Okay, so tell us a little bit. You're an author. You just had a book come out last week. You have a big event coming up tomorrow. I mean, you're doing so much stuff. Please.
I do. I have a lot of stuff going on. As you can see, I'm holding up my book for those of you who are watching. Mingle to Millions, the art and science of building business relationships and mastering referrals. And it's taken a couple of years to finally have this book come out, and I'm so glad that it took that amount of time because it really, really says it all. Guys, if you are wanting to build business relationships and master referrals, there is an art and science to it. There truly is an art and science to being able to do this. And, you know, I just want to share with you that I am not an extrovert. I am actually quite introverted. You know, I'll share a little bit about my story if we have time for that. I know that for you, Ronald, that resonates with you a lot of, you know, my story and where I come from. And it's really important that people understand that, you know, it doesn't take being some really gregarious, outgoing person to be a networker. All it takes is the willingness and capability. And guys, we are all capable. We are all capable of having interactions with human beings. We are all capable of having phone calls and eye-to-eye conversation and shaking hands, etc. We're all capable of it. Wherein the problem tends to lie is, are we willing? Are we willing to learn? Are we willing to not get out of our comfort zone, but to grow our comfort zone and just know that we don't know what we don't know? And that's okay as long as we're in a place of, you know what, I don't understand. Please help me.
Excellent. That's amazing. I agree with you 100% too. And I really like how you talk about building relationships and networking. Because if we go to a networking event or a networking event where we meet somebody and we have one successful deal with them, it's kind of like one and done. You're never really going to build a business that way. If you can find whether it's that person or somebody who is connected to your ideal customer or client base and build that relationship you talk about so well, build that relationship over time, you might get 10, 15, 20 referrals.
Yeah, and by the way, because I've got you on speakerphone and because we're just trying this out, guys, if you're watching on BeLive TV, please be patient with us because we're playing with this. So just talk as loud as you can, Ron, so that it goes through my microphone as well on this end. And yeah, you know, a lot of times people will say to me, Cami, I went to a networking event and I didn't get the results that I was looking for, or nothing came out of it. It was a waste of time. I hear all these different kinds of comments. And to your point, you know, people think sometimes if they don't get a contract signed, if they don't get a product sold, if they don't get a new business partner for their business or whatever, that the networking was a quote waste of time. Let me share with you a story of a person that is a great example of this. About 6 months ago, I was speaking at an event in Cambridge, and I met a guy named Langston White. And Langston's very well dressed, very well polished, professional, consummate networker. And I met him along with about 20 other people that evening. And he and I kept in contact a little bit. We had a couple of phone calls, etc. Well, about a week ago, Langston gives me a call and he says, "Hey, Cami, you go girl. You go girl," were his exact words. He said, "I've been watching you on Facebook Live, and I just want you to know that people in my business are dying, literally financially dying for what you do." He said, "Do you know who I work with?" And I said, "No, I don't right off the top of my head." He said, "I work with New York Life." And, companies like that are bringing on thousands and tens of thousands of new recruits every year, those people are really dependent upon building relationships and have conversations that convert and mastering referrals, et cetera, et cetera. He said, 50% of the people that come into my business every year fail the first year, and then in the second year, about 80% fail. And the reason for that, Ron, is because when we go to an event, if we don't get somebody to sign a contract or set an appointment with us right then and there, we tend to feel like it was a failure or a waste of time, or this thing doesn't work. In other words, people aren't given it the chance that it deserves. And so Langston, over the last few months, has been watching me. And now we sat down and had a cup of coffee, and now we're going to be talking. He's already referred me to one person. He's sending me to another person. And my goal with them is to actually come in and be a speaker for New York Life and help their people to understand the art and science of building business relationships. Because the thing is that it's not a one and done situation. It's not walk in, get it signed, and that's the way it is. We have to be able to build relationships, guys. And I'll be happy to share the 4 S's, because I know you love my alliterations, Ron. If you would like for me to share my 4 S's, I'll be happy to do that. But the story, the moral of this story is, if I was looking to get Langston to sign a contract or buy a product or sign on as my coaching client or something, I would have considered that engagement a waste of time. But the fact of the matter is, it's about building relationship over time. And now what seemed like a small fishbowl at the time has turned into actually a really large ocean. I tell people all the time, look for the blue marlins. And you can't find them in the fish bowls, but you can start planting the seeds. That's for sure.
I kind of lost you. Can you, you still on the phone?
I am. I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but are you on speakerphone or are you on like an earpiece?
Well, I've got you on speakerphone just because I'm on Be Live TV, and I was hoping that everyone could hear both of us. If that's not going to work, I'll put us on speakerphone.
No.
I mean,
no, that's okay. Just because I see you moving back and forth on the Facebook Live, so if you could just make sure you're talking good into the speakerphone, the quality, because I want to make a clip of it and send it to you too, and I want to make sure that people will be able to hear all the gems of knowledge you're giving, because if you don't know Cami Baker, CamiBaker.com, and I say that, you really need to get to know her. If you're in business, it's about building relationships long term. There are some people that I've met and I've talked to, and 18 months later, they did business with me, and another one was like 14 months later, and they gave me 2 referrals, and both those referrals ended up totaling over 5 figures. So you never know where it's going to go. Am I right, Tammy?
That's so true, Ron. And so that kind of leads me to the 4 S's, and I know that you enjoyed them, so I'll share them with us now, if you don't mind. And the S's would be, there are a lot of people out there that are that are spraying their card everywhere. They are handing their card to anyone and everyone that'll stand still long enough to take it. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to be standing still. You can be walking by and they'll cram their business card in your hand. They're just pushing those cards on everybody. And that first S is a skunk. They are spraying and praying, and frankly, they're repelling people. They are repelling people by the sheer nature that they don't even they don't know the person doesn't know them. It's a turnoff. It's a turnoff to randomly put. It's kind of like walking up to somebody in the bar and just handing them your phone number like you're just expecting them to call you. It just doesn't work. So the first S is skunking. It's spraying and praying that people will call. And then the second S is the squirreling. It's the grabbing all the cards. Grabbing as many cards as you can. Grab all the cards off the table. Grab them out of the book of business that goes around. Grab it there. Hey, do you have a card? Hey, do you have a card? Hey, do you have a card? And those the squirrels are grabbing those cards and they're putting them in their pocket. They don't even look at them. They don't even acknowledge the logo on them or anything. They just grab that card and they do a good job if they've grabbed 20 or 30 or 40 cards. And the fact is, they're just grabbing those cards and squirreling them away for, I don't know, some rainy day or something. The best you'll get from them is being on their pesky newsletter. And then the third S is the shark. Dun, 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 dun. They're sharking through the room. Hey, what do you do? Hey, what do you do? Hey, what do you do? And if what you say isn't interesting enough to them, they're on to the next person. You're in the middle of talking about what you do, and they're still looking around. They're already looking around looking for the next best prey. They're preying on people. They're chasing people. And I hear you laughing a little bit because, hey, listen, we've all, anybody who's done a lot of networking like you and I, Ron, you and I are what I would consider the spider. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But please understand, Ron and I and anyone who's done a lot of networking has been a little bit of all of that. You know, there have been days when I was spraying my card all over the damn place. There have been days where if I didn't leave with 20 or 30 or 40 cards, I didn't feel like I did a great job. There are days that I was hunting people down and sharking the room. But here's where the beauty comes in, is when what you're talking about right now comes to fruition, which is when we become the spider. And so networking is a waste of time because it is random activity. NetWebbing leverages time because it is planned strategy. So when we have planned strategy, now we know that we're not just throwing our card everywhere, grabbing a bunch of cards and trying to get a contract signed now. There are going to be people in that event that want to do business. There are people right now that need exactly what you do, Ron. There is no doubt about it. But aren't quite ready for that. Maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's a year and a half from now. And so as we are creating that web, one connection leads to another connection, leads to another connection. In a spider's life, that's a couple of hours. In a human's life, that might be a couple of years, but you are a master at creating those connections, because what does the spider do when he is done, or not done, but as he is creating his web? He now sits back and waits for that which he wants to come to him or her. And so the spider sits and waits for that which he wants to come to them. And so what you and I are doing is we are creating a net web of people in this city, in that state, in that country, in this genre, on this radio, on this TV, in this book, all of that. We are creating a web because networking just doesn't work, my friends. It doesn't work.
I love it. And I think if you could create a video or something coming up soon and say something like that, start it off, networking doesn't work. I think you're going to get a lot of hits on it. You're going to draw a lot of people to it.
Well, as a matter of fact, when you look in my book, you will notice that the very first part, what is netwebbing? Is your networking not working as great as you would like? Is your networking not working as great as you would like? Is the first sentence in the book. And I go on to actually explain what netwebbing is comparatively. See, the reason why I came up with netwebbing is because, let's face it, the word networking just it brings up fear, it brings up anxiety, it brings up dread. Even people that are good at it. Now, see, you, my friend, are the anomaly. You are 1% of society who actually enjoys it, right? And there's a lot of people who are actually really gregarious and friendly and outgoing and expressive and all that. But even those folks, and I could name numerous ones, I could go on and on about people I know that are very friendly like that, but they don't do any business because they don't follow up. You're one of the few people who is just a master at follow up. But overall, people don't like to quote network. And so I'm really working on getting rid of the word network. I have to say that I'm a networking expert because that's what people understand. They don't understand netwebbing yet. But as they understand the difference between networking and netwebbing, they too will start using that word because we want to take the work out of networking. We want to start leveraging our time. We want to start building a web of resources so that the revenue rocks. Yes? I'm here.
Okay. I thought you were in the middle of the second story. Yeah, you definitely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Building the relationship over time, and one is gone so long over. Yeah, I did laugh because I in addition to with the shocking the room. I mean, we've all been there, and I can remember going to church events, and also I've gone to Expo, several years ago. I've refined it, but you refine it through trial and error. Nobody is perfect in the beginning, and that's why if people want to cut to the chase and not spend 5 years or 3 years developing the skill set and then still never perfecting it to the level that you have, they should contact you at CamiBaker.com and get into some of your programs, read your book, and that way now they can just get to it instead of spending 3 to 5 years being ineffective and inefficient and wasting time. Think about how much more money they could make over that time period. Don't you have an event coming up where people can see live?
I do. Thank you for bringing that up. And you're so right. The thing is, we've all been sold out on spending tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars for a college education that takes months or years and no guarantee of making money when we have the degree. So I don't know how we all got sold out on that, but here's the thing. When we get coached or mentored or consulted by someone who's been there and done that with something that we're wanting to do, financial consultants, physical fitness consultants are my biggest examples. And in my case, networking. So tomorrow night, I'm sorry, is it tomorrow? I forget what day it is. No, Wednesday. Wednesday.
Tammy.
Yeah.
Tammy, hold on a second, because I want you to go into that, and I'm gonna skip my third episode. I'm gonna let you speak even longer. So we're gonna go to break right now.
Okay.
Trinity, EMS.
So we're on break right now. This is our first go at this. Please be patient with us. So right now he's just on commercial. So next I'm going to talk about this event that I have coming up in Boston that is on Wednesday night. So we're just playing with this. Next time we do this, we'll actually have the split screen with the BeLive.tv. So I want to share this so that you see. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of technology. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. We're trying it. We'll see how it happens. So we'll be right back.
Some restrictions apply, and their self-serve bays are open 24 hours a day and take credit cards too. Ask about detailing services at Soft Suds Car Wash and Break It. They'll have your driving machine wicked clean. Hey, it's Ryan Johnston, and I am back with you for your afternoon commute. That's right, 3 to 5:30, Monday through Thursday. You can now catch the Ryan Johnston Show in the late afternoons. We're still talking about the news and issues from right here in the Merrimack Valley, as well as around the state and around the country. Plus, from 5:30 to 6, get the Channel 5 News. So tune in every afternoon, Monday through Thursday, from 3 to 5:30 for the Ryan Johnston Show here on 980 WCAP. Everybody gets it.
Welcome back. Jamie, we're just going to blend these two clips together, so it's just going to be one long episode. Chris, thank you for that. And Jamie, go ahead, tell us about your event. I didn't want to cut you short.
Well, hey, I was just sharing. Let's have fun with technology, guys. You just never know. Let's just have fun with it and learn. So the event is on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, at a place called The Point. The Point at 147 Hanover Street in Boston. Starts at 6 p.m. It is, I've spoken at so many groups. I apologize if I don't get it quite right, but it's the Greater Boston Networking, Business Networking, I think it is. Come out, though. When you come out, these are some great folks that are all about collaboration. Guys, we got to get away from competition and get into collaboration. So we'll be there from 6 to 8, probably a little bit longer because we end up netwebbing. But get there early. And let me give you this little tip. Before you go, research, reach out, relationship build. You want to research who's going to be there, go to their meetup group. There's a meetup for it. I have a meetup for it. Cami Baker has a meetup. They do too. Research who's going, reach out to that person, and start building the relationship before you even go. There's a thought. Now when you walk in, instead of saying, hi, my name's Bob, what do you do? Now it's, oh my God, I'm so glad to finally meet you. Guys, make it fun. You can have fun netwebbing. Stop networking and let's build a web.
I love it, Kimmy. And taking your lead from previously, I'm doing an event in April 19th in Dallas, and there are some people who are going to that event that I did not know previously. And I just look on the list of other speakers. And now I've been reaching out and talking to them, and one of them was a guest last week. She was amazing on the radio show. And going forward, I have a couple lined up. So, yeah, I mean, that is incredible. And you're right. When I get there now, I've already built somewhat of a rapport with her and the other people that I've spoken to. And it's a total different dynamic when you first get there.
I totally agree. There's another event going on in Boston this Friday morning on the 7th in the morning. And I did the same thing. Listen, I practice what I preach. If you're going to hire someone to be your financial advisor, they need to be financially stable. If you're going to hire a fitness trainer, they need to be physically fit. If you're going to work with somebody that teaches networking, work with somebody who practices what they preach. So I'm going to this event this coming Friday, and I've already reached out to all the speakers. So all the speakers that are going to be there, I reached out to. One of them has reached back out to me. Don't worry, all of them won't reach back out. That's just people, it's just the way they are. But one of them, I've actually already had some emails back and forth. She does content writing, which I'm going to be needing very soon for my website. And so I'll be talking to her about it. And I'll be having so now when I walk in, instead of, hi, my name is, it'll be a nice big embrace, and we'll move straight into collaboration. See, networking wastes time because you waste time driving there, and then you get there, and now you get the card, and now you start the conversation and all. Look, take a little bit of time beforehand to research and reach out so that when you walk in the door, you're straight into collaboration. You're straight into relationship building. When people say to me, Cami, I don't have time to network, I say, you're right. You don't have time to network. You need to take the time to netweb so that you leverage your time and become professional and productive and profitable.
I love it. And Cami, by the way, I just went to meetup.com to find this event for Cami Baker, CamiBaker.com. You go to meetup.com. You can put in Wednesday, so you can actually narrow it down to the day, 6 p.m., April 5th. 3 ways to have 30 highly qualified leads in 30 days with as little as 30 minutes a day. That's the event. Cami Baker, and I'll also be there as well as some other people too. So.
Yeah, guys, come out and meet Ron. I mean, Ron's a radio guy. Here's the thing. Reach out to Ron. Reach out to Ron and relationship build. Get on his radio so that you can be on here and be broadcasted too. Because when I talk about 30 highly qualified leads in 30 days and as little as 30 minutes a day, you are going to want to be there to get that information. You're going to want to meet Ron to get booked. You're going to want to meet Mike, who puts on the event. There's a couple of Jeffs that are going to be there. In other words, I'm going to introduce you to people that are booking speakers and that are movers and shakers. That's what you want. You want to reach out to the people that are movers and shakers so that they introduce you to other ones like Ron.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kimmy. And you're right. I do have this radio show, and this reach is 1.5 million just around in WDAP 980. AM is out of global, but it has 1.5+ million reach. That's locally, but also over the internet. We have hot radio and TuneIn radio, and then on my radio, my website rather. So if somebody really wants to gain exposure, they can come on this radio show. They can do a Facebook Live with you, be interviewed by you on one of your groups, and then dozens of other people are going to see them, and whatever their products and services are going to get a lot of exposure. We're down to like 2 minutes, Tammy. I want to give your contact information. It's Cami Baker. It's C-A-M-I Baker, BAKER.com. You can also find Cami Baker on Facebook. You can also find her at Cami Baker, Mingle to Million. And also, don't forget to buy this book. Cami, tell us the book. Where can they buy that book?
You can go straight to Amazon. You can go straight to CamiBaker.com, or you can just, if you're on Facebook, you can ping me. And just to let you know, the first 100 that go out, I'm going to personally autograph. I'm going to personally put a little extra special gift in there for you, and make sure that it's really personalized. So if you want to just contact me that way.
Listening through the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ronald Couming.
So, guys, that was a fun attempt at doing it this way. Now that I've turned Ron on to the BeLive.tv interview way of doing things, he can interview you this way. So the next time he and I do it, it'll be a split screen, and it won't be so kind of hodgepodge. But I think it's kind of fun to show people by example that it's okay to fail forward and to play and to have fun with it. It doesn't have to be so serious. I mean, business is serious. Life is serious. Yeah, I know, Ron, we had a heartbreak. That's okay. No worries. It's all good, man. You got to go with the flow. Guys, go with the flow. And if you would like to contact me, and I know you do, if you're watching, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, if you're a speaker, God, guys, if you're a speaker and a coach, reach out to me, because you want to get booked. You want to get booked on virtual. You want to get booked on the phone. You want to get booked on the stage. I can help you with all that. I am collecting a huge resources of not only ways to do it, like I've got templates, emails, templates, scripts, things like that to get booked on stage. But now I'm also developing a whole plethora of resources. Just in the Boston area, I've got several hundred, from business networking, women networking, entrepreneurs, startups, et cetera, And don't be under the misconception that it's hard to get booked. It is not hard to get booked. That's in your mind. People are looking for speakers. They want people to be on their radio show. They want people to be on their TV shows. I've been on HGTV twice, and it's because they want people to do. See, here's the thing. Think about this. Super Bowl. Think about the Super Bowl. Hundreds of millions of people are watching the Super Bowl, and there's only a couple of dozen guys on the field. So there's only a couple of dozen guys on the field because most people are voyeurs. Most people are voyeurs, and so you want to take advantage of that as a speaker and as a coach because they need people to look at. They need people to interview and to talk to and to brainstorm and to pick to brainstorm with. So on that note, guys, I'm going to go for now. Make sure you check out Ron's radio show. I'm going to have him, Ron, if you would be so kind as to put your call letters in here so that they can find you there. I am so not techie. If I can do this, anybody can do it. And so Ron, please put your call letters there and how they can find you as well. Guys, love ya. See you on Wednesday the 5th at 6 p.m. at The Point, 147 Hanover Street in Boston. Come out and NetWeb, build that NetWeb, stop working, start building a web, because when you have a web, everything that you want just comes to you. Bye.